of my darkest moments was losing custody of my oldest daughter, Madison. And I remember sitting in the courtroom and being so miserable and feeling so helpless, and like there was literally nothing I could do to gain control of the situation anymore. I didn't even want to sit and listen to the judge talk. I didn't want to hear what they had to say. I just wanted to leave and go get high. I had a pretty good childhood. My dad and my mom divorced when I was 4 years old. He was an alcoholic and a drug addict, so they separated when I was still at a young age. I lived with my mom and my stepdad. I had a pretty good life. I mean, what you would consider to be pretty normal. I mean, my parents made good money. We lived in a nice neighborhood. There was a lot of chaos that went on inside, just related to my dad and kind of the back and forth between my mom and him. I think that it began to unravel probably when I was still at a young age. I took on pretty personally my dad's drinking and addiction issues. I felt like I needed to take care of him. If he drank, it was because of something I did. If he didn't drink, it was because of something that I did. I worried at a young age that he was just not emotionally stable. He committed suicide when I was 18 years old, and I was the last person to talk to him before it happened. So I think that added to all of the worry and concern and feeling like it was all my fault. Once I added the suicide on top of that, I think it was just downhill from there. That's when my drug use started. I was placed on anti-anxiety medication because of the situation with my dad. They warned me ahead of time that it could be addictive, but within 6 months I was using all of my prescription and then buying it off the streets. And from there it just kind of was like a downward spiral. It went to all different drugs. Leading up to coming here, I was living with my youngest daughter's father in an abusive relationship. Both my kids were watching me get beat up, you know, and I knew that I just did not want to, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I just couldn't live like that for like one more day. The amazing thing about CARES is that you can have your kids there with you. And that was probably the first time that my kids had lived in like a stable environment. This is where I slept, this is where I played with my kids, this is where I bathed my kids. I hit the rehab lottery when I got here because it's the only room that has a bathroom in it and the only room that has a walk-in closet. That was the first time my kids had seen me every day wake up in the same shape that I was in the night before whenever I went to bed. It looks a lot smaller. I felt like I just had so much room while I was in here. The ability to be able to take your kids with you, not only to provide them maybe their first time in a stable environment with you to see what life could really be like, but not only that, but to be able to take your kids with you so that you can get the help that you need is just critical. I mean, it's critical to have places that will take kids with the parents, and I think Arkansas Cares is about the only place that does. There's so many other women out here like me that want to do better but don't know how. I mean, you just have no idea how to stop. So to be able to come to a place like Arkansas Cares and have them teach you what you need to do to be a better person, to be different, I mean, you can't put a price tag on that. You're giving someone their life back. Maybe a better life than they ever had to start with. And not just them, but you're giving their kids a mom that those kids deserve because they're completely innocent in the situation. You know, whatever you may think or feel about a drug addict, those kids deserve, you know, a mom that's there for them. I just don't think people truly understand how life-changing it is. It's saving someone's life, but it's also giving them the ability to have one when they leave.